What is up, lovely humans? My name is Gallegos. If you don't know who I am, today I want to share one of the most infamous tales. I'm not even wearing my ring. Boop. I want to share one of the most infamous tales, and it was the story of how I collected $60,000 cash in a month as a high-ticket closer. This is a company, $30 million entrepreneur. My $60,000 month is over here. I have a case study film too of when I had this $22,000 week right here. So we'll talk about it. A little bit about me if you don't know my story. Basically, when I was 9 years old, my breathing tube was the size of a peanut growing up. I had pneumonia, so I almost died. The doctor literally had to tell my mom, and then my mom had to tell me straight to my face that if my breathing tube wasn't to be opened up in time, I would be dead. So that was terrifying. I'm sure that was terrifying for my family because they took care of it, but next thing you know, we get evicted out of our house. When I was 12 years old, I got into drugs, I got into smoking weed, I got to alcohol and pills. But I also had this fire in my heart that I knew that I really needed to be successful because I really wanted to take care of my mother and my father financially. So I always wanted to get into entrepreneurship. I knew it since I was a child that people are making millions of dollars on the internet. Fast forward to today, I've done over $250,000 in cash within 6 months. I've been a high ticket closer. I grabbed up to $60,000 in cash within a month as a closer. I ran a $75,000 a month company with a business partner. It was a sales training platform helping people get into high ticket sales. I left that all behind, used all my skills, rebuilt my new company. And within the first month, we took it to $15,000 to $30,000 a month cash. I have a team under me now. I'm completely delegated. I work 2 to 3 hours a day. And now I'm just sharing my story and sharing everything in hopes that it could help anybody coming along the way. Woo! I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Anyway, done with my story. Let's get into the high ticket sales side of things. So now you know where I was. I started my first online business back in 2022. I bought a program for $2,000. It was a program on how to build an agency. And then I never made money with it, but it was because I wasn't passionate about running an agency. I ended up switching that business to being a coach. Fast forward October 11th, 2022, I landed my first client as a coach. And then I made $5,000 to $8,000 in profit my first month as a coach. It was $5,000 in cash profit. It was $8,000 in sales. I didn't work the next month and the month after, but funny enough, those $3,000 of extra money still came in to sustain me for those next couple months. But it was in that period that I also invested into another mentor to basically teach me high ticket sales and closing. And when I went to this mentor, the person that really bought me into the program was like my wingman. This person, love you, bro, took me from being this schlobby gump of nothingness and trained me up as a sales rep, as a person for my own company. And he over delivered with me. He gave me Disneyland and he didn't need to do that. So shout out to you. I love you, bro. And yeah, like it was a beautiful thing because I only joined a low ticket program. It was a $97 program, but he trained me up as if I paid a high ticket program already. It was good nurturing because of course I ended up getting upsold. I ended up joining the bigger programs and I knew I needed the skill set. What was cool about it though, was I was in the room plugged into the source. I got to learn directly from the mentor himself when I was learning the skill set of high ticket sales and closing. After you finish the program, you actually get placed. In the placement, you get to choose where you want to get placed. But I looked at the dude and I was like, hey, I want to work with you. I was like, put me in your business. And he was like, okay, we got interviews coming up. Go run the interview and sell the people interviewing you on me. I was like, I got you. This is a $30 million entrepreneur, right? And so I go run the interview. I end up getting the placement. I get placed in March 14-ish, 2023. And that was my first ever job as a sales rep. And I remember I was like, Mom, this is my time. I'm finally going to be a 6-figure earner. And funny enough, it didn't really go that way. Let me kind of describe it to you guys. So let's go back to March. So I want you to bear this in mind. I made $400 this month. I made $400 in profit. It was 10% commissions for the appointment setting. But I was learning the skill set and learning the skill set so much so that the next month I ended up doubling and grabbing $9,000. And I was getting so obsessed. So I knew that I need to get plugged into the source. I knew that I wasn't going to learn the skill set if I just hung out by myself in my own apartment. I knew that I needed to fly to San Diego and like meet the people and like get in proximity, right? So I bought a plane ticket. I flew to San Diego. I sold my car and then I closed a coaching client from my old business that same freaking week. So I just racked up like $2,500 to $3,000. I had like $3,500 to my name, and I racked that up in a week, and I went and I flew to San Diego, which blows my mind to this day. So I did that. I flew to San Diego, and that was in May. May 6th was when I landed in San Diego. By the end of that month, you know, I felt like I slowed down. I felt like I was trying to get used to everybody, because I was like, oh my God, all these six-figure earners around me and all these really great high-ticket salespeople are around me. But I still did more money than what I did last month. I did about $16,000 of cash collected money. And then June was when things really started hitting for me. June was when my life changed. So I'm sharing this because I want to tell you guys, like, the process is about leveling up. You can't just stay who you are. Like, you have to level up. That was the biggest thing I learned, was my obsession with wanting to be the best. What I was starting to do was I started going to the other people who were on the team, and I started asking them, hey, what are you doing to make $30,000, $40,000 a month that I'm not doing? What are you doing to make $60,000 a month that I'm not doing? And guess what? They were giving me the data. I was flowing them power, and they were plugging in with me. And so guess what? I'm starting climbing the chain of command. I went from $16,000 to doubling up and doing $37,000 to $40,000 the next month. So I had an $8,000 day and a $5,000 day back to back, which I've never had before. How would that make you feel, doing $8,000 of cash that you collected by yourself, then the next day you do $5,000 of cash? It made me feel ridiculous. The next month we do 1,000 off what we did the first month, 36 grand. But I'm gonna mess you guys up. Why? I had an $18,000 day. Okay, how do we do $18,000 in a day? We use the thing, we had financing. What is financing? When you get people to create loans. So people who don't have money, if they want to use finance or they want to use credit, they can use their loans to pay off your debt. With that being said, I had a day where financing hit, and I had 5 freaking deals on that one day, and I had this $18,000 day. So that was really cool. But let's get to the actual data of how I collected $60,000 in August, because in July, keep this in mind, financing got shut down. There were people who were supposed to join me in August, or actually in July. I was supposed to have a bigger month in July, but our financing got canceled. They started getting a little woo-woo on us. They're like, you're financing too many people. So they stopped partnering with us. You know what? This is making me want to film more YouTube videos on my story here. Now I'm getting into August. August is supposed to be the biggest month I've ever had, right? And I just, by the way, I went from appointment center. This is the first month I was actually an official closer for the company. So they made me a closer. They said, no one's on your team. Start by yourself. Well, I just got started basically with nobody. And then eventually one person got my team, but he was just DM setting. He was just bringing leads from Facebook groups to me to basically handle. That's how we were getting leads, by the way. Facebook groups. 5 leads a day to Facebook groups, bringing them to us every single day. That's how we're getting leads. My guy was bringing like 5 to 7 leads every single day to me, and I was handling the setting and the closing, and I knew how to think outside the box. So what did I do? Oh my gosh, look at this. I had a brand new close every single day for 5 days straight right here, and you could see that it brought in freaking $7,000 this week. Sundays I do not work, hashtag Sabbath day. The next week, we did about another $7,800. At the company, $7,000 was like your limit. If you did not do $7,000 a week, you're not doing good. And then once you become a closer, you had to do $10,000 a week. So I'm doing less than $10,000 a week, but I'm learning how to grab cash. What's the secret of how I was grabbing cash? PayPal credit. One day when I was building my own business, some kid tried to sell me on his program, and he said, hey, I have an opportunity for you. It's a way I can get you in my program for free without any money down. It's called PayPal credit. If you sign up for it, I think I can get you in my program. And I was like, okay, let's do it. I'm down. He signs me up. I get paid the $2,000 from PayPal credit. He's like, okay, let's roll. And he didn't know how to charge me. So he never charged me for the program. And so he was the reason why I figured out PayPal credit existed. And so what I started doing was I started leveraging PayPal credit with everybody else. Okay, I started leveraging PayPal credit with every single lead that I could get access to, knowing for sure that they had at least a good credit score. And if not, hey, no worries, man, we'll figure something out for you. I would get people to really believe through my sales process, really believe in the opportunity and really believe in the offer and how much we can help them, because they believed in me and they believed what we could do. And I did this all over the phone, all over Zoom. After that, money became the easy part. So since they weren't worried about spending $7,500, $10,000, they just needed to find the money. I would give them opportunity with the money and be like, hey, what do you know about PayPal credit? and I run through my whole PayPal credit script. Like I pitch it, I make it sound pretty. I'd be like, this is why I love it. You want to try it? And they'd be like, yeah, dude, the way I pitched it, no one would say no. I'll be like, look, PayPal credit is amazing. I love PayPal credit. You know how to use it? 3 things I love about PayPal credit. Number 1, it doesn't hurt your credit score as long as you don't do it more than once. So it's not going to hurt your credit score. I could have been lying back in this day. I really don't know. So don't hammer me on this one. I don't know if that's fact. Okay. But I used to say it. It was a pitch. Number 2, what I love about PayPal credit is it's interest free for the first 6 months, meaning that you don't pay any interest on it as long as you pay it off within the 6 months. And then I'll be like, and you could afford the, the $3,000 that's going to give you in credit within 6 months, right? And they'd be like, yeah, of course. I'm like, yeah, exactly. And number 3, what I like is you only need to afford the minimum monthly payment, which is like $30-$60 a month, so that you're taking care of the actual payment and you're not losing your credit. And I'm like, you could pay $30-$60 a month, right? And they're like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, okay, awesome. Cool, let's try it. And I would push that forward. Bear this in mind, I did this all over the phone. This was all over phone calls. And so that's how I was pitching it. And then they would sign up, and every time they got accepted, we would swipe the PayPal credit. And so that was how I was able to do $3,000, $2,800, $4,400, $2,600, $3,400, $1,000, $4,000, $22,000 weeks back to back. That was how I was able to do it. And another thing that I would do actually was there were other people on the sales team. I wasn't the only person who had, we call this a pipeline. What is the pipeline? It means like you got people you need to follow up with, right? You got a list of people you got to follow up with. I'm not the only person with a list of people to follow up with. I'm not the only person who has people who owe balances on, our program. So knowing that, I wasn't just calling my own leads and my own deals. I was calling everyone's deals. So to show you guys, there's a pipeline. Let's say this is water. And let's say water represents people who paid us already or want to pay us, and they're not ready yet. So every time someone's not ready, we throw them in this pipeline. Or every time someone owes us money in the future, we throw them in this pipeline. And then what happens is we squeeze the pipeline. We squeeze it. And so eventually the tide gets lower like this. And now we squeeze it and all the money just kind of gets soaked out. That's how I was able to have 2 $22,000 weeks, because I had all these people owed us money and I squeezed it all in 1 week. But I didn't just squeeze my own deals. I squeezed the whole freaking community. I squeezed everyone on the sales team's deals. So I was not just doing PayPal credit with me. I was doing PayPal credit with everybody that I can get. So I had an abundance of leads. Bear that in mind, because we're all trying to get our leads from Facebook groups. So I just wanted to give you that data. Like, I was thinking outside of the box. But I'll tell you this, that $40,000 of cash that I grabbed in June was all my own leads, my own deals. So it's possible to do $40,000, $60,000 with your own deals. It's possible, but I knew that I wanted to be top closer that month. And so lo and behold, I did what I needed to do. And of course, I was that. So I know that was kind of long. I know it was kind of like one hell of a story. I definitely want to go deeper with you guys. I want to give you guys more data, because when talking about this story made me memorize other stories of everything that was going on when I was like a high ticket closer. And life was super crazy. But I think that's enough juice for you guys today. Let me know if you guys enjoyed that, if you guys got help from that. But definitely take that, and I would say your action steps for if you own a coaching business, if you own anything that has to do with sales, try leveraging PayPal credit, right? Leverage PayPal credit, or leverage something that that you can use as a way to get more money through the door. You know what I mean? Leverage PayPal credit. Leverage financing and see what you could do there to get more deals and get more closed deals completed. That'd be my recommendation. If you guys have any recommendations or questions, comments, thoughts of what you want to hear more about, drop them in the comments below. Anyways, that's my story. Collected $60,000 of cash in a month as a high ticket closer. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Love you all. I will see you guys in the next video.